Ebullient greetings. I'm your host, Jackie Bird of Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness, your guide to stress and anxiety relief, mindfulness, awareness, self-care, self-love, and personal growth. Welcome and thank you for joining me as we roll with peace in mind. Today's riff is change. Makes you wanna holla. How to navigate with more grace when change tears up your path. I know that sounds kind of crazy. How do you navigate with more grace during change? Particularly when change comes a-knocking and we don't want it to visit. That almost sounds like an oxymoron. Change, grace. Those two in the same sentence kind of don't work, but hear me out here. Change as a verb means make or become different. And ooh, we don't like that. We like sameness, stability, to know what's coming and when, even though we know life ain't like that. We know everything must change. There was even a song written about that. But generally speaking, we humans don't do change well. We tend to incorporate a lot of agony and sleepless nights into our menu when that character shows up. I think one of the reasons is that when change is at play, it can really make you question a lot of things about yourself, your life, and often you second guess yourself. Did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Did I make the right decision? Followed by the refrain, I don't know what to do now, or how do I get through this? And other such lyrics, because it is a song we sing. I've sung it quite often myself. You just fall into this loop run on when change is not to our liking. We really hate when change creates a transitional point in our lives. We often feel so lost, so out of sorts, and plain old scared. How do you navigate with more grace when the figurative floorboards feel like they're being pulled up from underneath you? It is truly, indeed, a challenge to remain or get grounded when the boat is rocking, when you're flooded with fear, flooded with indecision and doubt. But consider this. Because we are so resistant to change in general, our resistance to what is occurring actually makes the pain deeper, more intense, and downright depressing. The agony lasts longer and blocks us from hearing and seeing solutions, and we miss that we are often being called upon through change to grow. Many of us feel much more in our comfort zone when things are exactly the same, even though we may hate the current circumstances or situations, and or we are bored out of our minds. But we would rather the ho-humness and predictability of things than to embrace and face what change may bring. Now, some of us don't mind change as long as it's not too sudden and surprising. We think, tell us change is coming. Give us a heads up. But we also know life ain't like that. I remember I was going through some long forgotten melodrama when a mentor said this. And I'm telling you, I most definitely did not want to hear it, particularly since I had just spilled out my guts to him about whoever had done me wrong at the time. He quietly replied, change does not need nor require your permission to occur. That part! That's the part we hate. Change doesn't ask. It doesn't say, excuse me, miss. Excuse me, sir. May I humbly have your permission to shake up your life now? Not a good time? You want me to come back at a better time? Sure thing. You have a good day now. But bye. Not one flippin' bit. Change is downright rude. You know, I think change needs to refer to episode 6 on manners of my podcast. But all joking aside, since we know that change does not need nor require our permission to occur, One of the ways to navigate with more grace is accepting and acknowledging this simple fact that change does not need nor require our permission to occur. Our resistance to what's happening gives us more stress beyond words. Railing against what isn't the solution. You have 3 choices. If you can't leave it or change it, the last mindful choice is acceptance. Well, actually, you have 4 choices because you could just resist. But since this is a podcast about improving your life and elevating your frequency and vibration, you have 3 choices in that direction. Now, acceptance does not mean you like or approve of the situation or circumstance. Your preference is a non sequitur. It is surrendering to the fact that you cannot change the change. And in doing so, surrendering helps you release your resistance to what is. It allows you to be in the present moment, which is the time there ever only is. The past and the future is experienced in the present moment. This is the only time you can make your own changes to your resistance. In the many years since that conversation with my mentor, there have been quite a few times when change has come to rearrange my living room furniture. And he has always been sure to bring his friends upheaval and shake you up. Sometimes knock you down would show up too. But I began to notice when the furniture was flying, I would be worrying myself into such a dizzy, I would fall into a malaise, so tired from pummeling myself with worry that I would sit dumbfounded and my barrage of thoughts would actually still because I was so worn out. When that happened, it created a gap between me and worry and panic. And just sitting there, I would hear those words my mentor said to me. He said, you know, repeat after me, change does not need nor require your permission to occur. And it's funny because in times like that, I had an aha moment. That bulb would just light up. It had been screwed in. My railing against what is happening does not change a thing. What is it still happening? You know, I realized in all of that, I had to sit and get quiet. I realized that I had to breathe because all that worrying and anguish was choking me. I realized I had to channel my mommy rocking me because there were times I was by myself and there was nobody to hold me. And I would just channel my mommy rocking me and my tears would fall freely, but I would feel safe. And I realized I had to be my own advocate to navigating this in a better way and feeling good. I had to advocate that for myself. And I had to remember, this too shall pass. Oh, I used to hate when people said that to me. But it is true. This too shall pass. That realization helps the chains fall off little by little if you release yourself from the grip you have on fear. The sun is always shining behind the clouds. So how do you navigate with more grace when change tears up your path? Number 1, acceptance of the change occurring. Number 2, sitting still, getting quiet, taking deep breaths. Number 3, removing the focus from the problem or at least pivoting away from it from time to time so you can, number 4, be open to seeing solutions. 5, know this too shall pass. 6, ask what change is there to show you. See how you are being put on notice to grow. 7, remember the times in your life when change showed up and you persevered. You got through it. You survived and maybe even thrived. or grew into the person that you are becoming. 8. Find things to be grateful for. When you shift the focus, and you're going to hear me say this a lot in many episodes to come, when you shift your focus from the problem, one of the things is to shift it toward gratitude. Because when you are being thankful and being grateful, you cannot focus on the pain that the change is bringing you. 9. Become proactive. Become your own advocate and cheerleader. Find support if you can. Find people to help lift you up as you go through whatever the change is occurring. 10. Write down your fears on a piece of paper, not in your phone, but on a piece of paper. Then tear it up and toss it out. Say, I release my hold on fear. You don't have to do these things in the order. You might only do 2 things on that list. But there is a way that is more mindful, and this is going to sound whack, more peaceful to navigate through change. Because whatever the change is, be it on a small level to a catastrophe, you're being grounded as much as you possibly can and centered, thus with more grace, is going to serve you as you go through that part of your journey. So, I'd like to hear, how have you navigated through change with more grace? If you have been able to do that, I'd love to hear some of the things that you did to help you get through some challenging times in your life. What was your mindset? And what do you plan to incorporate to calm yourself more when change comes? Would love to hear. And now I will take you on a guided meditation. Find a place and time when you will be undisturbed for 5 minutes. Make sure your ringer is off. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Begin to key into your breathing, your natural breathing, the natural ebb and flow of the sound that is you. As you are listening to the natural ebb and flow, begin to feel yourself sinking and relaxing, letting go of any worries, any obligations, any to-do lists. Let them go. Begin to breathe in on the count of 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeating in 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhale on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue to breathe on your own time, taking in deep breaths and exhaling longer than the breath that you took in. Breathe here. Again, feeling your body begin to relax. If a stray thought comes into your mind, let it float away. If you are currently undergoing a transitional shift in your life, change that makes you feel uncomfortable, or some type of upheaval in your life, just breathe here. Begin to turn your perspective away from your resistance to what is. Breathe in and breathe out, taking your time here as you allow the breath to fill you up and exhaling the pain and the fear. Breathing in support and exhaling, releasing the pain and the fear. Knowing that in this process, you must be very patient with yourself. Know that you are protected, that you are guided, you are safe. Release your resistance to what is. Know that resisting what is increases the pain, the suffering, and the fear. When you remove your resistance, you are better able to heal, to move forward, to step out with more clarity. As always, remember to breathe, be aware of what you're thinking, and to move with as much grace as you can. I hope our time together was soothing, relaxing, and illuminating for you. I welcome your comments and questions here or on social media. Be sure to tag Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness for a chance to have your comments read on a future episode. And to deepen your meditation experience with me, go to JackieBirdSpiritualWellness.com, where you will find ebooks on stress relief, mindfulness, and personal growth. You can also book a Stress Busters guided meditation session. And if you dig the talk segment, guided meditation, and the music in this episode, those tracks are available on JackieBirdSpiritualWellness.com also. In the meantime, thank you for listening, and remember to roll with peace in mind.